I'm just going to give you a little demonstration of how to load the long wand, and hopefully I can help you out with it. Yeah, kind of wondering how to use it. So first of all, when I'm about to load the gun, I stand it on end. I put my foot as close to the tube as possible. These foot pegs were designed to load the gun, not to stand on. They will break off if a big guy puts too much force on them, but they'll last forever if they're just used wisely. So I cock the load like that. This is the safety. Right now the safety is off and it is parallel to the tube. I always put the safety on, opposite to the tube, before you ever put your hands near those jaws. If that was to ever go off, it'd break your hands or whatever. It's a very dangerous tool. So make sure that safety's on, and then you're okay to go ahead and load the gun. So now, put my tag in, the female in there, the male in here. As you can see, it's ready to go. Now I take the safety off, back parallel with the tube. I have to slide my foot peg ahead or the trigger will not release. I have to slide my foot peg ahead all the way. Now it's ready to fire. When this gun is loaded, stay clear of that end of it. It is very dangerous. Watch where you're going with it. Here I've just set up a little piece of cardboard to just kind of give you an example of how you can experiment with it, play with it, get familiar with it. And before you ever go try and tag live cattle. So there I just showed you a good check would be that my tag come out of the female cup holder without it being too snug. Some people have a tendency to want to set them too snug. You just want it in, that tag held in there just so you can go like this and not lose it. And that's all you need. I can't stress enough, take some cardboard and get familiar with it. You know, there's lots of different angles off the catwalk. For you guys that have scanned with long wands, you're going to have a big advantage to this using this gun. You get familiar with different types of livestock, what you're tagging, how wild they are, the scenario of your alley, or how crowded they are. Singles, stuff like that, they're a little tougher. But like anything, whether it be a wand or a rope or a bullwhip, in time you get very good at it. And be patient at the start, and once you figure it out, you're going to save yourself a lot of footsteps up and down them alleys. Depending on what type of tags you use, you will have to adjust your jaws for the type of tags you're using. And you just adjust. There's 3 little Allen screws here to hold the female tag in place. Now you don't want that tag in there too tight, just so it won't fall out. And you'll also have to either adjust either this or this in length, depending on the type of tag you're using. I find that once I get it set for a tag, whether it's HDX or FDX, I try to stick with the same brand so I'm not constantly changing needles. These particular guns are all sent over with Allflex needles. That's the type of tag we've mostly used. However, we did experiment with some other tags, and you could just change this needle and it would work as well. And this cup is pretty much designed to take every type of tag that is round. You'll just have to set it, play with it, take a piece of cardboard, and once you get them set, there's no problem. Here I'm going to show you is when you're setting the jaws in depth for the type of tag you're going to use. I'll just show you a little trick here, and all I've done is I've put the tag into the female part of the cup and without the other part of the tag, and now I'll stand the gun up and I can watch by pressing the foot peg down, and I can tell the depth it's going into the tag, and it kind of gives me an idea of what I need to do, whether I need to move the top one or the bottom one. So by not loading it, but just stepping on it, see whereabouts I'm at. And you guys won't have any trouble with it at all. It's just a half a turn of a thread. They're very similar, most of the tags. Once you get it set, just keep these snugged up. Real small little crescent wrench, just snug them up and you'll be good. Here's a little common mistake that I've seen happen quite a few times, and I just wanted to make you guys aware of it. If you're about to tag something and you forget to take the safety off, this is what will happen. You're about to tag and click, I forgot to take the safety off. Don't release the safety while it's under load. Go back to here, reload the gun, take the safety off that way. And it's just the way it's designed inside, it'll last forever if you do that. If you release it the other way, it's hard on the safety. Okay. Just another thing for you guys to watch is always check your pins, you know, at the start of every day. Make sure that they're not falling out in time, because the guns are aluminum. Daily, probably a good check is to just try and wiggle this from the tube. If it's loose, you may have to snug these two bolts. You know, I've just seen them where in time, because it's aluminum, it stretches a little, gets a little bit of play. Just snug these up within reason. Remember, aluminum's soft, and kind of more of a break-in thing. I'm going to say after 20-30 hits, you might snug that a bit, and then you might not snug it again for another 200. But just something to be aware of. There really is no maintenance other than try to keep them clean. You know, the less dirt and whatnot in there, the better for sure. And little things like that just go a long ways. A couple other things I thought of to tell you guys is definitely it's a good idea to always probably wear a set of gloves when firing the gun, especially. It's just, the gun's got a bit of kick to it, and just, they don't have to be thick gloves, but I always thought it was better to be wearing a pair, save a few finger pinches, whatever. Another thing I'd like to tell you guys is, you know, when we did all the tagging over here, we don't have Brahma or Center Gertrudis cattle over here, not knowing the thickness of their ears. We did find in some real old bulls, be careful there, because if you tagged them right at the base of their head, you could kill the cycle of this gun. You know how thick some of them can get with a lot of age. So we found with, you know, on a real old bull over here, we just tagged to the outer part of the ear, and it wasn't a problem. Now, if you do hit an ear that's too thick and the gun doesn't complete the cycle, you'll be stuck in the ear. Don't panic, hang on, and this needle will bend, and you'll get out of the ear quite easily. It's not a big deal. Just be aware of what you're tagging. You know, when you see something real old with a real thick ear, we've seen it more so in, you know, we have a lot of winter, so on an old frozen cauliflowered ear from on an old bull that's been fighting all his life, they get pretty thick, and you can barely put them in with a set of pliers or buffalo. They can get some thick ears as well, so just be aware that on the thick ears, use your better judgment there. It's not the end of the world if you get stuck in the ear, but if somebody drops the gun and the bull steps all over it, bend it up, that's no good neither. So it's not a big problem, but I just wanted to make you guys aware of it.